Franky, how long has it been? Boston in 17? I really hoped I'd never see your ugly mug again.
No, Ronnie, you actually just saw me yesterday, but you wouldn't remember that because I am reliving yesterday. Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. Welcome to another Empire of Sin video. I wasn't expecting or intending to make a video for this game again quite so soon, but some things happened and I thought I would go ahead and make another video. Basically, I had to start the game over because I made some mistakes. But while I was replaying the beginning of the game twice, I had crashes that kicked me all the way out to the PlayStation menu. At the end of that first video, I showed you one technical glitch, but I definitely had some bigger ones as I was replaying the beginning of the game. The good news is there have been 2 patches for this game already, and I believe, or at least it seems like, the second patch has fixed that crashing issue, at least for now. I got to play for quite a while without any more crashes. So that's good, and it appears that they are active in trying to fix any technical problems. So good on them for that. But I had to replay this boss battle to take this safe house, and there were some differences, and so I thought I would go over some of the differences that I have seen while replaying the beginning of the game. The interior layout of this safe house is the same, but the beginning positions of each character were different, so the battle played out very differently. I showed you this screen in the first video, but there are actually several different screens that show you quite a bit of information, and so I thought I'd give you just a quick glance at some of this. You can use these to make your decisions about what kind of upgrades you might want to make to your rackets. And speaking of upgrades, I think that's the reason I had to start over, because I hired crew members instead of making upgrades. So this time, instead of hiring crew members, I'm upgrading my speakeasy and my brewery. And hopefully that will generate more money. But back to the subject of some differences I have noticed. I don't think the actual map of the city is any different, but the locations of the various buildings are different. This time, my safe house is right next door to the speakeasy, and the brewery is right across the street. So that's definitely different from that first playthrough in that first video. The locations of these other buildings are also different. I don't know how much of this is because the game is somewhat randomized, or maybe some of it has to do with just the fact that there was a patch. So the way that boss battle played out in the beginning, for example, that may have been different because of the patch. I really don't know. In that first boss battle, in the first playthrough, Franky, my character, started out directly next to Ronnie, the other boss, and so I was able to use Franky's special ability to bash Ronnie's head in just immediately. So they may have changed that. Here's another difference from my first playthrough. We met that other faction in the first video. This time we're meeting 2 factions here right away, and I am requesting sit-downs with both of them. These sit-downs have a timer associated with them. Time always seems to be passing in this game. In Stellaris, you can pause the game and make some moves and then unpause time, but with this game, time always seems to be passing at 1 speed. I don't think you can slow it down or speed it up, but you can see the timer counting down there. So we're going to this sit down first. I'm going to do them in the order that I requested them. But on the way to this sit down, we meet another faction, the fortune tellers, and I'll request a sit down with them.
Well, Franky bye. Good to see another homegrown Egypt in this town. Dunno if I want you to stick around though.
Sure, don't we Irish have to stick together?
Mabel is the boss of the Alley Cats, and she is also an Irish immigrant, so we made a temporary arrangement with her. We got some upgrades and then made our way to the next sit down.
Franky Donavan, I'm glad you're willing to talk before making a move on one of my places.
I might regret it, but we'll see what happens.
We had another relatively friendly sit down with Frank Reagan, the head of Reagan's Colts, and we got another couple of upgrades and then headed out toward our third sit down. But on the way there, I got this notification that prosperity changes have happened in the neighborhood. So apparently you get these little notifications and you can use these as part of your decision-making process about what kind of alcohol to serve, and it basically tells you what people are wanting.
Monsieur Donavan, a pleasure to meet you. How do they say it in Ireland? Ked mille falcha? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Close enough that we don't fall out.
Goldie Garneau is the boss of the fortune tellers, and we had another fairly friendly sit down with her, and we got some temporary bonuses from her, a temporary business arrangement. I'm sure these temporary arrangements won't last very long. We won't stay friendly for very long with these other bosses, but so far so good. And now we are basically caught up to where I was when I had to restart my game. The first two characters you get to recruit are the same, Hugh and Maria. I think if you don't do the tutorial, then you can recruit whoever you want. But if you do the tutorial, you automatically get Hugh and Maria. So I don't have those extra two characters, but I have equipped some different weapons for these people, and so we are now attacking a building that had a higher difficulty rating than some of the ones I attacked in that first video.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
But we got another victory. So far, so good. I'm still liking this game, and it appears they are taking care of some of those technical issues, so that's good news. But that'll do it for this video, and if you have made it this far, as always, thanks for watching.